This, ladies and gentlemen, is rust, and it needs to be taken care of before it becomes really ugly. The only tool that you really need for this project is a metallic pointy stick, and a couple of wooden pointy sticks for applying the paint. More on those later. This car is 21 years old, and when it was new back in 2001 it was sold to Spain to some lucky guy who decided to treat himself with a beautiful Bavarian coupe. Later it was sold back to Germany, where I'm sure it had some good high-speed living on the autobahn. And then I bought it, and now it's here in Finland. Along the way it certainly has accumulated its fair share of dings, scratches and dents, so by no means is it a pristine E46 Coupe. It has patina. I like it. So you might be wondering that what's the point of chasing down these small stone chips then? Well, the thing with rust is that it has a tendency to spread and become worse. Catching these early is by far the best plan of attack. However, the outcome of this repair is not going to be perfection. You will still be able to tell where the stone chip was. But there will be no rust, and that's the point. The process here is really simple. Just scratch the rust away with the pointy metal stick. All of the rust really needs to be removed, and the affected area needs to be brought back to clean bare metal as shown here. Before applying the primer, it's a good idea to degrease and clean the stone chip area. This is just some brake cleaner in a cotton swab. Car parts stores sell these small bottles of primer, clear coat and paint, and that's what will be used here to fix this stone chip. I found that the best method of applying these paints is to be doing it with a small pointy wooden stick. I place a small amount of paint on top of a card of some sort, and then I apply the paint to the cleaned stone chip area with the stick. This is the primer being applied, and as far as I've understood it, the primer has three functions here. It has anti-corrosion additives in it, it adheres really well to the bare metal, and it provides a good adherence surface for the top coat that will be applied later. The important bit here is to cover all of the bare metal surface, but at the same time to try not to make a mess of it outside that area. Once the primer has been applied, some mild heat helps in making it dry quickly. Even though this is a hot air gun, the temperature is really low to minimize the risk of damaging the painted surface. Once the primer has dried, what is supposed to be done is to apply the color matched paint on top of the primer, let that dry, and then as the final and third layer to apply the clear coat. However, I'm not going to be doing that. I will break the rules a little bit. And the reason for that is that I have never been able to apply the clear coat from these small bottles in a way that would leave a good looking result. So instead, I will mix the color matched paint and the clear coat, and I'll add a really small amount of paint thinner in the mix too, and then apply that mixture on top of the primer. This is probably wrong on so many levels, but I found that by doing it that way the end result looks way better on these unprofessional do-it-yourself stone chip repairs. There's no need for you to copy me on this. Just throwing that bit of experience out there in case it might help someone. The secret mixture of color matched paint and clear coat is applied in the exact same manner as the primer was previously. It is carefully spread over the stone chip area with a pointy wooden stick, covering all of the primered surface, but nothing outside of it. And again, some very low temperature hot air is used to speed up the drying process. There we have it, the repaired stone chip. You can certainly see where the stone chip was if you know where to look, but at the same time it will absolutely pass the 1 meter test. And most importantly, this should prevent an ugly rust bubble from appearing to that spot. And that's all I have for this video. Thanks again for watching, and good luck on catching those rust spots early.